Hello there, everyone. This is Mr. D coming to you with his Holy Chronicles of Genesis. This is actually chapter 20. I am going to try my best to remember to bring my voice up. So I have a lot of different videos coming out, and I seem to be keeping my voice on a low side. So let's see how this one turns out. Now, this is an incident that Abraham got himself in the same pickle before, back in the earlier part of Genesis. Now, why he does it, his faith in God, I have no idea. How many of us would have remembered the first time it didn't work? I think I remembered, but apparently he didn't. So let's start off. So what happened in chapter 20? Now, it says here, and Abraham journeyed from thence towards the south country and dwelt between Kadesh and Shur, and sojourned in Gerar. And Abraham said to Sarah, his wife, she is my sister. And Abimelech, king of Gerar, sent and took Sarah. Well, if he stopped telling everybody he's his sister, maybe he wouldn't have so many problems, but he did again. But God came to Abimelech in a dream by night and said to him, behold, thou art but a dead man. For the woman which thou hast taken, for she is a man's wife. The king has taken somebody else's wife. And even back then, they didn't look very highly to that either, you know. You don't go out and take somebody's wife, I guess, but it happens. But Amalek had not come near her yet. And he said, Lord, wilt thou slay also a righteous nation? I didn't do nothing wrong. Said he not unto me, she is my sister, and even she herself said, he is my brother. In the integrity of my heart and innocency of my hands, I have done this. I didn't know God. It was fair. King was told a story by Abraham, and he was only going by Abraham. So Abraham was kind of in the wrong, I would think, wouldn't you? And God said unto him in a dream, yeah, I know that thou didst this in integrity of thy heart, for I also withheld thee from sinning against me. Therefore, suffered I thee not to touch her. You didn't suffer. I didn't suffer. God is happy. You didn't touch her. You did well. Okay. Now, therefore, restore the man his wife, for he is a prophet, and he shall pray for thee, and thou shalt live. And if thou restores her not, now that thou shalt surely die. I told you, what does he said? Thou and all that are in are thine. Well, that would be a pretty big. That's kind of like the Pharaoh, with the Pharaoh that's going to occur later on with the situation because of the Jews, because of the promised people, those are the Israelites to be the promised people that will lead to us. Therefore, Amalek rose early in the morning and called all his servants and told all these things in their ears, and the men were sure afraid. Then Amalek called Abraham and said unto him, what hast thou done unto me? And what have I offended thee, that thou hast brought on me and on my kingdom a great sin? Thou hast done deeds unto me that ought not to be done. It's not told him the truth. This is the second time Abraham, I said, did this. And Abraham is just not learning. Well, it continues on. And verse 10, and Abimelech said unto Abraham, what sawest thou that thou hast done this thing? I like how they talk, Why did you do this, Abraham? And Abraham said, because I thought surely the fear of God is not in this place, and they will slay me for my wife. And yet, indeed, she is my sister. She is the daughter of my father, but not the daughter of my mother. That would be directly him. And she became my wife. I remember Sarah was supposed to have been pretty. And it came to pass when God caused me to wander from my father's house that I said unto her, this is thy kindness, which thou shalt show unto me. At every place whither we shall come, say of me, he is my brother. Kind of to make sure he doesn't get trouble. But the woman, what about her? She's the one that endeavors into committing the sin, but she's not committing sin because they're not lying. But I don't know. And Abimelech took sheep and oxen and men servants and women servants and gave them unto Abraham and restored him Sarah, his wife. And Abimelech, in verse 16, he said, no, 15, Abimelech said, behold, my land is before thee. Dwell where it pleases thee. And unto Sarah he said, behold, I have given thee thy brother 1,000 pieces of silver. Behold, he is to thee a covering of the eyes unto all the areas with thee, and with all others. Thus she was reproved. Let's see, verse 16 again. I want to reread that. It's the last, almost the end of that chapter. And unto Sarah he said, behold, I have given thy brother. Now remember, this is the king talking. Brother, 1,000 pieces of silver. Behold, is to thee a covering of the eyes unto all that are with thee, and with all others. Thus she was reproved. So Abraham prayed unto God, and God killed Abimelech and his wife and his maidservants, and they bare children. And they bare children. For the Lord had fast closed up all the wombs of the house of Abimelech, because Sarah and Abraham's wife. Wow. Well, they were great to return her. Abraham should have been honest, but he wasn't. Well, that's the end of chapter 20. If you have not marked the subscribe button, please do so. It should be right down in your lower corner. Let's see if we can bring this in a little closer. My next one, see what this sounds like. I'm working with this system that is trying to get better, to eventually it's the way I want it. Well, may God be with you, and I'll see you in chapter 21. You take care. Bye-bye.